Will's doing great. Will's doing great. He came in being a blue-collar guy. That's kind of what we watched everyone out there that was in the portal, and he was a guy who came. He showed toughness in everything he did. So he was already a tough guy. Kind of took pride in blocking. I think the biggest thing that he got better at is route running. It's been cool to watch. He put in so much work from when he got here till now. In the summer, after hours, he actually was training with Sam Wiglis all the time and honing his craft. So they were kind of trading techniques. It was awesome watching them work, and it's kind of showing up. So, yeah, his route running toolbox is definitely expanded.
Jelani is a guy, obviously, tons of talent. Brian said he's a matter of consistency. What have you seen in terms of that? I mean, how close is he, and what can he bring to this team?
Yeah, he could bring a lot of things. We don't like that talent word. You guys know that by now, right? Talent is God-given. But I think the biggest change in Jelani from last year till now is he's not learning as much. He's remembering, right? He just spent a whole year learning. Everything was new for Jelani. The plays, obviously, the position, the techniques, but also how to practice, how to take hard coaching. He's not having to learn those now. He's remembering. So now he's getting to apply what he's already learned, and he's remembering, and it's really fun to watch.
Are you seeing him? Are you seeing that progression that you want to see, or is it still trying to push him along?
I mean, I'm pushing everybody. Not just Jelani. But, yeah, he's definitely getting better, and he's such a pleasure to coach. He's got such a great spirit about him that he seeks that hard coaching now, and it's really refreshing.
You got a lot of credit for helping the team.
Yeah,
You're talking about Will's stuff. I'm not asking you to compare the two.
sure.
Obviously, he's been drafted, but when you see Will, his progression as a route runner, do you see any shades of like what you had to teach Cade and like
Yeah.
and like where he's developed in that regard?
Yeah, and I'm not shying from that comparison. You're taking a guy who prides himself on being a tough physical blocker and teaching him how to run routes like a receiver. So I see a lot of similarities there. The same drills that we started with Cade, really it's how to run, stop, transition, and use a top end efficiently. I was using with Will this time around. So I don't want to say it was a copy and paste. I mean, every guy's different, but a whole lot of similarities in that aspect.
Is it like the basic stuff that you had to go through with Cade, or is it more advanced since Will's been here and done that? As a tight end in the past, whether that's here or somewhere else, like where is he in that lineage?
Yeah. I mean, that's hard to pinpoint, right? Because I think you got to take pride in the basics. What made Marv and all these Zone 6 guys great route runners is that their basics were just better than everybody. So it really is honing the basics. I know that's not the awesome answer, but it really is the basics.
When obviously Will got here as that blue collar blocking guy, but as he progresses as a route runner in the passing game, how much does that open things up for you as a tight end coach to who you can put in, kind of pairings, just knowing Will can do both things right now?
Yeah, I mean, Cam, the goal is to get everyone to be able to do all of it, but you're exactly right. If you're limited in a skill set, then it limits, kind of how we could plug and play. And it's really hard to call a game. It's not like playing Madden. You don't know what the next play is, or you don't know what personnel or situations out there. So it really limits us as a coaching staff to put you in if you can't do all the jobs.
How is his foundation? Obviously, you're playing at an act level, but I imagine what they that sets him up for success.
Yeah. No, Pat, Will's foundation was great. I mean, I give Coach Metz a whole lot of credit. I mean, his technique was great, but, I mean, he was also a real tough guy. So I don't know who instilled that in him, probably his parents and the coaches he's been around, but his foundation was really strong.
Do you expect to have one starter at tight end, or do you kind of expect to rotate guys?
I'm not sure. I kind of have an idea how it might play out, but hopefully we could roll a bunch of guys. I mean, in a perfect world, everyone could do everything, and we could just be fresh, just rolling the guys. But I kind of have an idea of how it might play out, but we'll see.
Keenan, at Kansas State, Will Howard had a lot of experience throwing to tight ends. Do you get the sense that he feels where your guys are on the field?
Yeah, I was actually, I'm not making this up. He actually told me that today. He's like, Coach Key, you saw me last year, right? I love throwing to Ben. And I was like, well, make sure you do it this year. But no, yeah, he made the comment of that we got to be his best friend in the sense that we got to be reliable, right? Because, we got to block for him. But also, when he comes our way, we got to make the play for him. And so far, so good. I mean, yeah, Will's been throwing us a rock.
And then one thing Chip Kelly was talking about is taking the easy throws when they're there. If you're backed up, you got to get out of a bad situation. It feels like watching practice, the tight ends and running backs are big in that kind of thing.
Sure.
How do your guys factor in passing in that situation?
Yeah, we don't put too much focus on where we are in progression, but I mean, if you're going to throw us a ball at 3 yards, we got some tough dudes that we're not going to be easy to bring down. So we pride ourselves on the first guy's not bringing us down. So we're going to turn that 3-4 yard route, that check down, into maybe a first down or a 2nd and 2.
Do
When Jelani first got here, and maybe this is not a fair question, but what about him translated to college football right away?
Yeah, I'm not sure. What about his game, are you saying, or him as a translated? I mean, he was a competitor, and he loved football. And, I mean, like, he would be out here practicing 7 hours a day. And I think that translates hugely because you got to love it. I mean, it's really hard being the best of the best, right? I mean, he left Langston the best of the best. And he came here, and he's like, holy cow, now he's at the bottom of the depth chart. If you don't love football, it's going to be very hard to develop as tight end. And obviously, I mean, it's correlating now watching his development.
Has he had because tight end is a developmental position by trade, and you have a guy who like physically kind of looks the part like that. Is it kind of more difficult for him to go through that process of learning the developmental stage of what tight end is? If that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure if it's harder. I mean, you come in day one and we asked you to do some really hard things, so I don't think it's necessarily harder. I think he saw, what it's going to take. Yeah. I love it. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I love what I've seen from Bennett.
What about his game? What did you learn about him in his game last year when he was not able to play, but going against JT that has these same receivers that's translated to actual potential?
Yeah, he's tough as shit. I mean, sorry for saying it like that, but I mean, to be told you can't play on game days and go down there while we're all here and you got to block Jack and JT every day, and he did not blink and he embraced that. I mean, that's a tough dude right there, and now it's showing up, and now he gets to play on Saturday. So I cannot wait to see what Bennett does this year. I'm really proud of him. Really proud of him.
There's a benefit to that. Essentially, he's going against the runs every single day.
Exactly.
Even if he's not getting able to play in games, you see a jump in his development simply because, as you just said, he's having to go against the runs every single day in practice because of the position.
Exactly right. So now when he goes up against the twos or threes, it's, he was blocking, like you just said, the ones all year last year. So, I mean, it's taken his development and kind of skyrocketed it, I think.
Where's G at in terms of his ability to be that every down guy at tight end?
Yeah, G's had a really good fall camp, and he's leading the room. And, G would tell you this is the best he's probably felt, so far in his career. He's playing really well.
In what ways are you seeing him take leadership in that room?
Oh, gosh, in every way. I mean, he's setting the standard. This is the guys' room, and him and Pat at the beginning of the offseason kind of put together an identity of what we want to look like. And if it doesn't look like that, G and Pat are the first to say to stop, the drill or stop the meeting and say, no, that's not our standard. So every way, Dan.
What is that identity?
You're going to have to ask them. I'm going to keep that one close to the vest. But, it's crystal clear who we want to be. And so far in fall camp, we've kind of embodied that, Dan.
Can you like the mental makeup in your room when it comes to different guys, Jelani, who's potential receiving threat, Will, who developed in a backbone from G, who's kind of had to persevere for 4.5 years now.
Yeah.
Bennett, the guy who, like you just said, Stoney couldn't play.
Yeah.
It seems like you've got a pretty good, mentally strong group.
Yeah, you asked if I like the mentality. I love the mentality. I would not trade my guys for anyone in the country. I promise you that. And you hit on it. Everyone in our room has scars. Every one of them have been tested in different ways, and it's showing. Because, we just got to be a bunch of fighters, period. It's not going to be, flashy, and maybe we might not be the most talented, unit on the team, but we better be the toughest.
Ryan talked about kind of needing to see that consistency from Jelani every day. Where do you think that consistency needs to show itself with Jelani? Kind of an everyday thing as he kind of learns to playing a role.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think every player, but Jelani being still a younger guy. He's only been here for a year. That consistency's got to show up in how he prepares and how he executes. Not just knowing, hey, what do I have? But now you got to go do it, right? And against our ones, you got to do it against the best in the country.
Folks, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.